Is the legend of UK reselling community Nic Hills wrong about eBay auctions? Hello and welcome to the channel. I'm Polish Pete, eBay reseller based in UK. I buy cheap ladies clothing in bulk and I sell them individually on eBay for profit. I'm also 24/7 unpaid carer for an elderly and disabled person, and this is kind of my main occupation. Today I would like to talk about Nic Hills and one of his recent videos about eBay auctions and how he may be wrong about them, at least in my opinion. And I don't want to bash Nick and what he's doing. He was one of the people who pushed me into reselling. Watching his videos before I've started gave me the confidence that this is doable and this is a viable business model. To me, Nick is a legend with capital L, and I will always look up on him, and I wanted to make it clear. So what is all about? Why Nick may be wrong about eBay auctions? So he had a challenge with Carla Jenkins, who, by the way, is another legend of British reselling community. Each of them basically has bought one item for £1 and to sell it on eBay, and whoever gets the most money wins the challenge. I've put the links to their videos in the description down below so you can watch them. And if you don't know Nick or Carla, have a look at their channels, watch some of their videos, maybe you will subscribe to them. It's worth to subscribe to them. And I've put Carla's video as well because she has done tiny little thing that you want to avoid as well. So to put that challenge into some sort of a time frame, they have decided to go for a 7-day auction. Now the challenge didn't bring a lot of money, and Nick said that he doesn't like eBay auctions and he sticks to buy it nows, as he can make more money out of buy it nows than on auction than from auctions. Okay, I sort of agree with that to a certain extent, but not entirely. Nick, my mate, and for that matter any of you who think auctions are meh, please listen to me and think again. About 20% of my sales comes from auctions, and I always, I mean always, 100% of time I get at least the same amount of money that I would get from buy it now. Sometimes I get more. So excuse me, I've got something in my eye. Sometimes I get more. And I'm utilizing the part of my shop subscription that I have been neglecting for years. And that was stupid of me. That was stupid of me. If you have a featured shop subscription, eBay will give you 600 auctions a month that you can use without paying insertion fee. If you are not using them, you are richly paying your subscription for something that you don't use. And I call it waste of money. Yeah. You know, sometimes in a weird way, living in a poverty can be good because it teaches you not to waste money. I grown up with kind of poor environment, and I really don't like to waste money. If I pay for something, I'm gonna use it to the last bit. If I don't use it, I just don't want to pay for it. Yeah. So there are tools that people use exactly the same way as they were using them for centuries. If you take a shovel and you are going to use it the same way that people have used that shovel 500 years ago. But superglue has been invented to quickly stop bleeding of wounded soldier on the battlefield. Yeah? And nowadays, people use superglue to attach their corals to the rock in their fish tanks. So, completely different story. Yeah? And it's the same with eBay auctions. Nobody forces you to use eBay auctions the same way as you would use them 10 or 20 years ago. You don't have to start them low and pray for the beats. But more about that later. Using auctions gives you extra exposure. Yeah? With Featured Shop, you've got that 607-day auctions that you can use without paying insertion fee. And if you are like me and you run your shop on a capacity for buy it nows, so I've got 1,500 buy it nows for free, and I use them all. I use every single one of them every single month. So I have that 1,500 buy it nows, and I can get an additional exposure without paying anything else when I use my auctions. So 600 auctions for a month, 7-day auctions for a month, that gives you 150 items running on eBay whole year round without paying extra fees. Because you take that 600 auctions, you split them into 4 weeks, and you've got 150 in week 1, week 2, week 3, week 4. And you can run 150 from the beginning of the year to the end of the year, because you are paying that shop subscription fee. Yeah? And when 1 month ends, another month starts, and you've got another 600. And then another month starts, and you've got another 600. So, yes, I know there are months that there is more than 28 days in a month, so you have to make a tiny little break, but you know what I mean. Yeah, you know what I mean. At least I hope you know what I mean. You can use eBay auctions like buy it nows on steroids. Yeah, and this is how I use them. I start my auction with exactly the same price that I would if I was using buy it now. This way, I'm not leaving any money behind. I'm not selling cheap. I'm not selling for less than I would with buy it now. Yeah? And if I underprice my item, chances are that people will bid more than my starting price is. And you can't get it with buy it nows. If you will underprice your buy it now, you will sell it for that money. Nobody will give you a penny more. And sometimes I get a bidding war and I get more money for the item that I would dream of. Some time ago, I've listed Eastex jacket, and Eastex jackets, I usually, probably all the time, I list them for $8.99 plus postage. I've put it on auction. 3 people liked it. They started to bid like there was no tomorrow, and price went to £16 plus postage. So basically, I've doubled my profit just because I've put it on auction first. Yeah? And you can't get it with buy it now. Because with buy it now, the first person would buy it for $8.99 and that's it. Auctions tend to rank higher in search results, especially on that day that they end. The closer to the end, the higher they go. If you make it your auction ending at 7, 8 o'clock on Saturday or Sunday, when there is a peak of traffic, you can get some really, really good results. Auction creates that boiling room situation. It's there for a limited period of time, and buyer doesn't know if it's going to come back or not. All he or she knows is auction ends today, and either I will buy it or I may lose it. So that pushes them, that triggers that sale, pushes them to buy them. Also, like with buy it nows, you can turn on best offers. On many occasions, people have offered me a quid or 2 quids more than my starting price was. And remember, my starting price is the price that I want to get. It's not lower. It's exactly the same. Yeah? And so for example, I have it for $9.99 plus postage, and people make me an offer at, for example, 10.50 or 11 quid. And I take that offer and I'm clapping my hands because I've just sold something for more than I would. Yeah? And you will never get it with buy it nows. And if you have a bid on your auction, you can always end it early. Yeah? And sell it to that first bidder. So I start my auctions on Saturday evening. I'm using scheduling tool to list them all. So I don't have to be online in front of my computer on Saturday evening. That scheduling tool is free with your shop subscription. So let's say I've listed my auctions on Saturday evening, and then somebody comes on Monday and makes a bid. What I can do, and my dispatch day is Monday and Thursday. So if they make a bid on Monday morning, I can write to them, hey, today is my dispatch day. I can end the auction, and if you can pay within half an hour, I can dispatch it right away. And 99% of times they say, yes, please do it. So I end the auction, they pay, I dispatch it, and I've got the money. So it literally works like buy it now in this case. Yeah. Again, when I end this auction early, I'm kind of pushing my click-through ratio and sell-through ratio higher, because I end it, I sell it, and I'm not going to get any empty impressions, any empty views till the end of the week when this auction would end. So I'm improving my numbers, if you wish. So how exactly I use auctions? Every time I list new item, I list it as a 7-day auction and schedule it to Saturday evening. And then I let it run for that 7 days. And if it sells, great. If it doesn't sell, when it ends, I just use sell similar function and I list it as buy it now. It takes maybe 20 seconds to change from auction to buy it now, and that's it. And then I will run it like I normally would any item that I list as a buy it now. And I find a very significant number of people sending me a message. Hey, I've missed that auction. Is the item sold already, or are you going to release it? On which I reply, here is the link to buy it now auction, to buy it now listing. Please be my guest to buy it. And it happens 5 times a month, 3 times a month, something around this number. And again, you list that item, they send you a message, you send them the link, they buy it straight away, and again, you cutting those empty impressions, you cutting those empty views. which means your numbers are improving. And that's about it, really. But oh yeah, what Carla has done that you want to avoid as well. When she was listing her item, watch the video to see that, she has used that link that is under the photo, which says, have one to sell, sell it yourself, or something like that. And you don't want to do that. Yes, it saves time, but you can save way much more time using templates. I've got a video about using templates. You can watch it over here, or here I think. This video is about old listing tool, but it also applies to the new listing tool as well. So what clicking that link does is it gives a boost to the original listing. So you go to somebody else's listing, you click that link, and their listing gets a massive boost. Because eBay algorithm thinks, right, this has to be a good listing because people are using it to sell similar item. Yeah? And let's face it, you've got the same item for sale, so this actual person is your direct competition. Yeah? Because you've got the same item for sale. How do I know it? Well, I know it. I've done some tests and I'm 100% sure that this is the case. Unfortunately, there are some tests that I have done and I can't publish the results. I've got my reasons. I'm sorry. It's not like I don't want to share the knowledge, but it's something else. But I'm 100% sure that by doing so, you are boosting the original listing. And with that being said, guys, thank you very much for watching. I encourage you to check Carla and Nic's channel. And if you don't know them yet, I'm telling you, they are great people, great helpful videos, and they are legends, literally legends of British reselling community. Both of them. I highly recommend you their channels, so please check them out. I hope you found this video interesting. If you have, please don't forget to click that like button. Also, if you wish to support the channel further, consider subscribing to the channel if you haven't done so yet. Thank you very much for watching. I'll see you next time. God bless you all and bye bye.